Let's stay with the electricity crisis. The city of Tshwane says progress is being made in the rebuilding of Mooikloof Substation after it caught fire, leaving several parts of Pretoria without electricity. Residents have been in the dark for 9 days now. Our reporter Nqobile Madlala is on the story and she joins us now for an update. Nqobile, I understand that there's been a promise to have electricity restored by this evening. You are with the Tshwane Mayor. Over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Heidi. Well, yes, we are joined by the Mayor of the city of Tshwane. And so, without just spending any time, let's get right straight into it. What is the update? What can people expect to you in the next few hours?
Well, good afternoon. First of all, I want to thank the residents of the affected areas for their patience thus far. This is the 9th day that we've been busy with repairs. Just to put it in perspective, to refurbish and rebuild a substation normally takes 6 months. But we worked out a plan whereby we would be able to do it within 9 days. And despite the fact we also lost 2 days because of rains, we worked very hard to even catch up on those 2 days. And from the city side, we made available all the necessary resources to execute the 9-day plan. So where we are right now, there are 3 different sections to the Mooikloof substation. Section A houses the panels that distribute electricity to about 60% of the affected areas. And then Section B, you have your control panels that control all the distribution in the substation. And then Section C, you have the remaining panels that distribute to the other 40% of affected areas. So Section A, we about 98% complete. We're just finalizing the cabling, and we'll be in a position to start the testing and the commissioning of that part of the substation. So we'll start to restore electricity from tonight, but we will adopt a phased approach because we do not want to overload the substation. So 60% of the affected areas will start restoring electricity tonight. Section B, where we have the control panels, we're about 99% complete, and we're just finalizing the wiring, and then we'll start firing up the control panels. Section C, we're a bit behind. That's the remaining 40% of the affected areas. That's part of the outage. We're about 80% complete, but we will give further updates. We also brought in additional crews so that we can speed up the repair processes in the Section C. So during the day we will give further updates as far as Section C is concerned, and that means the remaining 40% of the suburbs that are affected.
I mean, Mr. Mayor, a lot of people have been unhappy with the situation. You can imagine not having electricity for 9 days. It's been very frustrating. Now, some of the people are saying that they've had to extend their expenses. There are a lot of other stuff that has been broken at this point. What is the city going to do to reimburse these people?
Look, where the matter is our fault, we will investigate and see where it's possible. Obviously, people can submit claims. Where it's the city's fault, obviously our legal unit will address that. Look, the city has very, very old electrical infrastructure, and it's been going on for many, many decades. There's been poor investment in infrastructure, and what we're doing by addressing here and there issues, we're putting band-aids on a festering wound. What the city needs is to invest 12 billion rands to totally refurbish the electrical infrastructure of the city. Unfortunately, the city does not have 12 billion rands available. The city's finances are in a dire situation. So we're definitely working very hard in turning the finances around. but it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. If you underinvested in your infrastructure for many, many decades, you're not going to turn it around in 1 year. It's not going to happen.
So are we saying then that we're going to see more of these substation burning or people not having electricity for so long? Because, I mean, I can imagine the frustration.
What I'm saying is, Mooikloof, for example, we've been very careful. We took away from other substations where we had what we call additional panels, reserve panels that haven't been in use but have been installed in other substations. So these are fairly new panels that have been installed other substations but haven't been used. So we've taken those panels, and basically what we've got now, we've got a brand new substation. The problem is the design of the substation is in terms of old designs of 30, 40 years ago. Today, with all the safety mechanisms that we have in place, you don't design substations the way it has been done 30, 40 years ago. Now, the Wapentran substation, for example, we've appointed a contractor, and the contractor has taken over the site. And it's going to take 18 months to rebuild Wapentran substation in terms of modern designs with modern safety mechanisms.
All right.
Right? So that's what we're busy with. But we have to do that all over the show. So we're earmarking 4 substations to be rebuilt in terms of modern designs. That's the Mooikloof, that is Wapentran, Kentron and Pyramid. So we will be starting all that next year.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. They're speaking to us about the issues of Tshwane. He says there's a lot of money that is needed to fix the problem, but they are beginning the investment of fixing some of the stations. He says there's also an issue with regards to the modern design and an old design. But he's saying roughly by the end of today, if I'm right, Mayor, the people will start seeing the difference in some of the areas. But they are just careful not to obviously overload the substation. So some people will be seeing some electricity, but some might not, perhaps not today.
Great. Thank you so much for that update. That's our reporter, Nqobile Madlala.